Hi everyone, so this video is part of our Oregon series, and today we're going to check out some waterfalls. We are now at the Columbia River Gorge, and we're stopping to see some waterfalls. We have a pretty full day. We fly home tomorrow, so we tried to pick ones that were short little trails, and they're going to be able to kind of see the most impressive waterfalls. So we're starting the trail for the first one, and we'll show you what it's like. Okay, so now we're at Shepherd Dells. This one has a much smaller parking lot, but it doesn't look as popular as some of the other ones, but we're gonna go check this out. Up there, you walk down some steps, you've got the bridge that you drive across, and you can start to see the falls. Hell, you're in a gorge. You've got these high rock walls up here. Okay, so if you come here, don't make our mistake. It's like 11:45. We had to drive from Bend to this area today where we're coming to explore. It's too late in the day. There is not a parking spot left at Multnomah Falls. There's not a parking spot left at Wakena Falls. So we're just moving on. I knew it was going to be crowded. I knew it was going to be this crowded. But the waterfalls that we did see were very pretty. We still are going to try to see Ponytail Falls. And we'll just fill the day with other hiking and other opportunities. I tend to not like crowds. I'm sure these are beautiful, impressive waterfalls, but if you can't get parking, what can you do? So this is the Oneonta Tunnel, and it's pretty interesting that when they tried to construct the Columbia River Highway in 1913, there was this basalt bluff, and basically it's easily broken, but the engineer devised a plan to stabilize the rock. He had the crews inject concrete in the crevices to hold the basalt together, and they were able to carry out the work without the rock fall. And in 1914, the tunnel was completed, but it was bypassed in 1948 and it was filled with rubble. The tunnel was reopened in 2019, then it was closed for a fire, and now it's been reopened again. All right, there was not too much to see there. The railroad tunnel is pretty cool and you can walk through there. Looks like they had a fire and the trail in that particular spot is temporarily closed. They have temporary fencing up, but I think it's still worth a stop to go through the railroad tunnel. Pretty cool. So now we're gonna hike up. It's just 0.4 of a mile to this upper viewing area. There's a couple down there getting wedding pictures, really pretty. I like the echo. Do you hear it? All right, so that was 0.4 of a mile to get up there. You could actually get behind in like a little rock cave behind the waterfall. Really cool, well worth it for an easy little hike. A little steep, but it has switchback, so not too bad. All right, so we might not have been able to see the most famous of the waterfalls, but we really did have a very cool moment at the Horsetail Falls. We had it kind of all to ourselves in the little rock cave, so that makes up for it. So there's this huge boat out there. My husband just pointed it out to me. Looks kind of like a barge, but maybe both of them are connected. Pretty cool looking. So after visiting the Columbia River Gorge, we're staying in Cascade Locks. We had lunch at a really good brewery called Thunder Island, and now we're walking down to the Cascade Locks Marine Park. So what's really neat about this park is you can actually go out on Thunder Island. There's a footbridge, and you're going to go over some historic locks that were created on the Columbia River. And you can also see the Bridge of the Gods in the distance. So really pretty place. On Thunder Island, which is an island in the middle of the river. Really nice children's playground and just a lot of beautiful spots. They have places where you can get married here, but gorgeous view of the mountains, nice view of the river. So we decided to take the Bridge of the Gods, which is a toll bridge that spans the Columbia River, and it connects Oregon to Washington. It costs $3 each way to cross on the bridge. They take cash. So we were able to do that, and we went over to Stevenson, Washington, to visit a brewery over there. Walking Man we went to for dinner. It was really good. So the Bridge of the Gods gets its name from a Native American legend. And the Great Spirit built a land bridge as a gift to his people so they could visit each other across the Columbia River. But then there was a dispute between sons when they both fell in love with the same beautiful maiden. And they had a passionate fight that destroyed the land, shaking the earth. And the massive natural bridge collapsed in the water, and it formed the rapids. And then as a punishment, the Great Spirit turned the sons into mountains. And the Native American legend actually corresponds with a real geological event that happened around 1450 AD, when a landslide from Table Mountain created the natural dam and a land bridge, but then erosion and the rapids destroyed it, and they built the steel truss bridge in 1926, and it was named in honor of the Native American legend. So we have one last stop on our trip. Before we went to the airport in the morning, we stopped at the Bonneville Fish Hatchery. What's really cool about this, it opens at 7 in the morning. So my husband was like, really? You're making me go to a fish hatchery at 7 in the morning? But we both actually thought it was very, very interesting. So there is Herman the sturgeon, which is a 10-foot long, 500-pound white sturgeon who's lived at the hatchery since 1998. It is so cool. This fish is huge. So this hatchery is really cool. You can feed rainbow trout, and then of course you can observe the salmon. They're returning here in the late summer and the early fall. And I think they said more than 80,000 salmon return here. It's really, really a neat place, and it's a self-guided tour. So this is our last video in our Oregon series. If you missed some of the other ones, be sure to go back to our channel page and check it out. Thanks for watching.